our Southern Miss Golden Eagles.
Yes,
5-3, baby. We out here. We out here winning some football games. It feels good. I haven't seen The Rock that crazy in a while. I got to cover the game for my internship, and wow, that student section was popping. It wasn't the Rock wasn't completely filled, but that student section was impressive. I've never seen him that crazy, man.
Yeah, I was not there. I can't lie.
Yeah. Hey, it happens. That would have been a good game for you to go to. That's probably one of the craziest games, Southern games I've been to in a minute. But we'll do a little bit of a quick little recap here of Southern Miss's win over the Louisiana Lafayette Ragin Cajuns. Wilkie came out, had a tough start. There was a pick on his first pass of the game. Yep. You know how everyone was probably feeling in that stadium, including me. I was like, oh, this can't be happening again.
Yeah.
Not again, y'all. This doesn't make any sense. But he would come together, he would calm down, and the defense showed out once again. That nasty bunch, it's starting to earn that name, I think, back from the 90s. And they showed up. They made some plays, intercepting a ball. Malik Shorts had an interception early on. Touchdown from Janari Dean. Then the play that took college football world by storm, Frank Gore Jr.'s bomb. From Frank Gore's bomb to Ty Mims for, I think it was 53 yards in the air, right? Yeah, 52, my bad. And then Jason Brownlee had a big-time 76-yard receiving touchdown.
All went straight up in the air.
Oh, man, right?
Like, straight up in the air.
It was an impressive throw for a 5'9" running back. Impressive game. Southern Miss ends up winning 39-24, and they get out yardage once again. It just seems like Southern Miss's way to victory is, finding just weirdest ways to win. I mean, they were up 20-2 at the end of the first quarter, I think. It was just a weird game. But for Southern Miss fans, you don't really care how it's done. But I'm going to send this one to you, Red. What was your overall thoughts of Southern Miss's win, and do you think Southern Miss makes a bowl game?
Man, I just want to say I was I watched the game. I just didn't get to go in person.
Mm-hmm.
I was super impressed just by how hot USM was out the gates, man.
I didn't expect that.
Even with Wilkie throwing that pick on the first play,
mm-hmm.
I think that might have been his best game, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You take away that one pick, and it was probably his best game. The offense just came out slinging, which I just did not predict at all.
Mm-mm.
I really like the way they use Frank Gore. I think he's like the perfect chess piece.
Sure, yeah.
Like, use him to throw a little bit, use him as a super back, just as the running back.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive line, the run blocking was really good. I even thought Chandler Pittman ran the ball really good.
Pittman's he's a stud.
He got some gritty yards.
Yeah, he's a stud, man.
The defense, like you said, the nasty bunch. They're starting to play like the nasty bunch.
Yeah, they are.
The story overall was the defense. I looked at it. They had 3 sacks, but it felt like they had more than that.
They were in the backfield all game.
They must have had – I didn't see the list, but they must have had at least 10 pressures this game. It just feels like – or it felt like everything was pointing up for USM.
Mm-hmm.
The secondary played great.
Mm-hmm.
Great. They got some corners that can actually freaking tackle, which you don't see in football.
Especially college football.
Exactly. But yeah, dude, I mean – at this point, because I ain't going to lie, man, going into the game, I think the Cajuns were a little bit of a better team overall.
Mm-hmm.
And USM just came out so hot and just took advantage of every opportunity.
Yeah.
But looking forward to a bowl game, we were talking about a little bit before, and they got to win one more game to be bowl eligible.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll make a bowl game.
Yeah.
I think as long as they win 2 more games, which they easily should, I think they should easily make a bowl game. And it wouldn't – I think – I'm not going to say much because I don't want to butcher it, but I did see them in a bowl prediction. A bowl prediction game. I don't remember who they were playing, so I don't even want to – but I did see Southern Miss and was like, oh, at least the national media noticed a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm right there with you. Not much more to say about the game. That you kind of hit all the points. What a performance overall. That was my thing. Southern's had great defensive games. They've had okay offensive games. They've had really good special teams games, but they haven't put it all together. And that was the first time in a long time Southern Miss has had a complete football game. And overall, I was just completely impressed. Happy for Southern Miss and the university. They needed a win like that. They needed a game where it just, we got a little tense at the end, but at the end of the day, you knew
something to buy into.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah, exactly. Southern Miss was not losing.
Man, look, we keep talking about the dude. That dude is a legit NFL talent.
He is a straight up NFL receiver.
He's going to be. We've said it. He's not going to be like a top 20 draft pick, but that dude's going to have a career in the NFL.
I completely agree. He's a good player, and I like Frank Gore. I want him to keep growing up. He's only a sophomore. Crazy to think about with him. But do I think they make a bowl game? I think they should make a bowl game. Only got to get one more win to be eligible, like you said, and then they got two easy wins. I think Georgia State should be a pretty easy win. I think it'll be a hard-fought game, but I think overall they're the better team, and I think they should beat ULM in their last game of the season, but I don't think it's outlandish to say they can win all 4 of their games.
Yeah.
I mean, Coastal's a tough team and South Alabama are tough teams. Both of those teams have great Coastal doesn't have a great defense. South Alabama has a great defense. Coastal has an elite offense, but Southern Miss, what stops elite offense? Elite defense. And that's what Southern Miss has got. Southern Miss nasty bunch,
Gotta
bro.
Be nasty.
Statistically, they don't have the best defense, but man, eye test wise, I don't think it's outlandish to say they have the best in the Sun Belt.
They kind of remind me of I don't know. It just feels like they get stops when they need to.
Need them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're a little bit of a bend, but don't break.
Yeah, they kind of remind me of the Chiefs defense when they won the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. They'll give up 1,000,000 yards, but if it's 3rd and 8 and they need to stop you, they'll just find a way.
They'll find a way. Exactly. This team is legit. It's fun to see Southern Miss winning some football games and competing for a bowl game. And hell, get a little bit of help. They might even make the Sun Belt Championship. Need some help to beat Troy out, who's number 1 out there in the West. So we'll see what happens with Southern Miss as they go on to play Georgia State this weekend at a 2 o'clock kickoff on Saturday at the Rock. Let's go straight to you on this one. Who do you got? What's that score prediction?
Man, ain't gonna say too much, but right now I got USM beating Georgia State 31-26.
Okay.
I think they ended that game on such a good hot streak. Mm-hmm. Your young quarterback's got some confidence now. Mm-hmm. Like we said, you take away that first throw, they may be up 27-2 at one point, and then it's a completely different ball game. I don't think they're going to do that again this game, but I think the way that defense has been playing, Georgia State does have a good offense, but I think USM wins a close one. I got them winning 31-26, like I said.
Yep. I'm there with you. I think Southern Miss gets the win as well, 27-21. Georgia State has a very good run game. Actually, I wanted to throw the stat out there, 232 average rushing yards a game. That's insane. But one thing that Southern Miss has is a very good run defense, which I think will, I think they'll get a good bit of yards. They might even hit the 150 mark. But if we can hold them, or Southern Miss can hold them to under 200 rushing yards, I think they have a legitimate chance, and I think they will do that. I don't think they're going to run all over Southern Miss's defense. I don't think anyone can really bully this defense at all. So I think Southern Miss gets a good win, 27-21 out there at the Rock this Saturday.
Well, it's like you said, too, they may give up 200 yards, but if they get the stops when they need to, across midfield,
Yep.
Look, if you can hold this team to less than 4 touchdowns on the game, less than 28 points, it's your fault if you lose.
That's what I'm saying. We were talking about it with some of my friends. If Southern Miss can hold a team to 21 points, they have a legitimate chance in every single game. Mm-hmm. That's any game. If you can hold them to 20 to 21, 24 points, Southern Miss has a chance. And that defense is consistently doing that. I think they're actually averaging holding teams to 26 points a game. So if you can hold them under that mark, maybe about more like 24, 21, you got a legitimate chance to win any game. Hopefully Southern Miss can go out there to the Rock and handle their business this Saturday.
I will say, if this was not at the Rock, I would not be picking USM.
Yeah, that is a big thing.
I think that last game, like you said, I wasn't there, but I heard from multiple people how just packed it was.
It was intense. It was fun.
So I think that really gives them some momentum moving forward, and I just think it's going to mean a lot more than people think this coming game.
Yeah, good point. Good point. We'll see what happens this Saturday at The Rock. Let's move on.